Fatality.
Yes. Good morning, beautiful. Looks so good.
All right, where we left off yesterday, we stopped with taking off the manifolds. So we've got the manifolds off.
They're over here. They're looking like, standard old cast manifolds that haven't had a heat cycle in them. Next step
Is to take these boys down.
plan is to take these apart, document which orientation they all are, so we don't screw that up, and then take and blast the rear housing so we can Cerakote it. Same thing with the back one, and then we'll be good. Alright, so we're setting up the turbos to take them apart here, and we're going through it. Obviously, Japanese car. You think, oh hey, 12 mil will take this off. No, 12 mil doesn't fit. And you're like, that's weird. Let's go 13. 13's like hot dog down the hallway stuff. Like, that's a lot of play. So it's like, you go to 14 obviously, 12 and 13. You're like, alright. Is it possible that it's Imperial? SAE? Snug. What is this garbage? Why is that a thing? Is this something I just don't know about and that's a thing with turbos? That the interior bolts are SAE and not metric? I'm glad I have SAE tools, but geez, that's ridiculous. So I gotta figure out my plan of how to keep it clocked correctly. Alright, I'm just gonna wing it. I've never done a turbo before, so it is what it is. So we've got the driver's side turbo that decided it wanted to eat itself. It's, yeah. She got hungry. So, I know I don't have snap ring pliers for this right off the bat, so I'm gonna take off the rear housing, marked 3 of the bolts, so the odd bolt, lines. That's the idea here. So hopefully we don't screw this all up. Get the wastegate off. Alright, snap rings acquired. Bongo. Ah, you son of a gun. Shoot. It's totally gonna prove way more difficult than it should be. Snap rings are supposed to hold themselves. Well, now you're moving. Booyah. Got it. That was much more of a struggle than I was expecting. I think that looks alright. Look at how gnarly this sucker is. Jeez. I'm not supposed to do that. Sheesh. That's stupid. Alright, so here's the plan of attack for blasting. I picked up one of these Johns. item number, that guy, whatever you can see there. $35, Harbor Freight. Pretty much all assembled except for the little fitting. Threw on the fitting, so that's what we're gonna do. The freaking hopper setup was cheaper than the bag of blast material, so I'm gonna throw that in here and we will test out on the rear housing to see if that'll do the trick for us, because if we can do that, then we can Cerakote today. That is the plan. Let's get to it. Let's find out how big of a mess I can make. Oh gosh, that's awkward to handle. Got my bag of Coke. Alright. Okay. So we got our safeties here, and we got our work bucket. We got all of our abrasives. Try this out and see if it works. You don't want to be breathing this stuff.
Now, if you're new to the idea of Cerakoting, don't worry, we'll go over everything here. Firstly, Cerakote does not adhere well to a non-clean, non-blasted part in my experience. So, first step is blasting the part just like we are here.
No! I have an idea. Please hold. Big box, shields, and retains the sand. That's the plan. I'm glad I didn't throw this thing away, because that's very convenient now. Alright. Woo! Holy crap. Let's see how we do this without getting the camera all messed up. Where are we looking? We're looking here. Okay. It's not taking off the thick rust. I think I used a glass bead. So it's not super abrasive, but it's kind of doing its job. I might go and grab a more aggressive bead once I get through this. So I think with the way these look, I'm gonna go to the manifold, do the manifolds, but being that you can't see it, we're just gonna skip to the end product. So you lucky son of a gun get to just see the end product. Alright, quick update. I'm an idiot and just looked at the bag again. I bought soda blast, or soda material to do the blasting, because initially I was doing delicate tiny stuff when I bought that bag. So, like hardware and whatnot, I thought that would be the best. So that's doing an okay job on this, but I need that really to get in there and remove the rust. So run down to Harbor Freight, grab a bag of abrasives that are like glass or the aluminum oxide stuff. I'll probably grab both, but we're gonna transition away from the soda blast. So, and go run, grab that really quick. Alright, both driver and passenger sides are done. Took me forever and a half to do it, but they're done. Absolutely sick. Okay, so glass bead clearly was the way. Night and day difference on soda versus glass, aka soda ain't fixing your crusty ass parts. Anyways, these parts are now ready for wax and degreaser and then Cerakote. Kind of re-going over the blast setup here. This is the bucket of blast material. Link below. It's an 80 grit glass media from Harbor Freight, and then we obviously have the portable blaster here. One thing to note is the line loves to kink, and you need to shuffle around the bucket a decent amount to keep the media flowing down into the bottom of the bucket, or else it just stops flowing media. Now, here's one of the biggest downsides to the portable blaster. It is absolutely messy, but using a deep box or bucket or whatever you have to help catch the used media is clutch. I emptied the media back into my bucket probably a good 4 to 5 times over the course of blasting all my parts. Saves a good amount of money when you see the price of glass media. I'm gonna sound like a broken record here, but
Man, this color goes so hard. Love it. Still need to finish unwrapping the harness and whatnot, but just wanted to show how gone these suckers were after getting the turbos all disassembled here. Not only do we have an intense amount of shaft play, but as you can see here, we're actually missing some chunks out of the exhaust wheel. Anyways, enough about these turbos. Let's get back to what's needed to Cerakote. Okay, so I went ahead and assembled the spray gun we'll be using. Again, another Harbor Freight item. Link down below for the exact part number. This is one of those Harbor Freight items that actually isn't too shabby in my opinion. It's no Iwata, but it's got a good trigger feel, which is great. Spray pattern, I think, is also pretty good. Comes with a pressure regulator and whatnot, so it's not bad. The little one-time use water trap is not included, but I'll drop the link down below. Definitely a usable gun though for DIY Cerakoting. Also being a 0.8 needle is great for spraying Cerakote. Now, when you set these up, I just set them up for wide open spraying. Also, you want to be cleaning out this gun thoroughly to make sure all assembly grease is all gone. You don't want that contaminating your coating. This is the coating we'll be using today, which is the V171 turbine coat. We went with the V series here because it can handle up to 1800 degrees and it's a super easy coating to spray. Single part, just shake the hell out of it, pour it through the strainer into the gun, and you're done. Now this size is the tester bottle. It's $35 and I'd say it probably could have done both the rear housings and the manifolds, but we'll be using a different coating for the manifolds.
Which we'll be using another V series, which is the V167 tungsten. Same rules apply to it, so that's all good.
Here's the outdoor paint setup we'll be working with, just a simple paint stand and some wire. Now for the V-Series Cerakote, I don't know what temperature you're supposed to actually spray it at, but it's roughly about 80 degrees out, so shouldn't be a problem. We'll do about 3 coats, letting it flash off between each coat with an air cure of 15 minutes at the end, where we can then bake them for 500 degrees for 1 hour. Like I said previously, gun's been cleaned out, super easy to do as well. If you got this gun from Harbor Freight, just pick up a can of that 3M spray gun cleaner while you're at it. Not the cheapest thing ever, but really convenient. Now I can't exactly do this juggle, pour, and strain thing, so let's just get shooting.
The Cerakote is spraying up pretty nice. I like the color and the coverage it's putting out. Just got to be careful about getting too heavy-handed or sitting on a spot for too long, as the Cerakote is pretty thin and does like to run. Thankfully, these items are pretty porous, so it just kind of sticks to the parts. Alright, Cerakote switched out to the tungsten V series, so let's get shooting. And then, disaster strikes. Did not tighten down fully the wire on this manifold, so it fell down. Obviously, once that happens, you got to re-clean the part, so have to run back, get that cleaned up, and then we can finish shooting it out. Grandiose stuff about working outside.
If you love me good, good, good with the moon. When the sun comes up, then I love you too. I do, 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 do. Come on, get me in a mood, 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 mood. I don't wanna think about the world before you. Tunnel vision, I only know you. Lying in my arms, like I won the lottery. Wonder if you ever get lighted at the thought of me, right? You feel so right. Insomnia, you're keeping me up at night. I'm calling in sick, 'cause I'm sick in love. I must admit you got me spinning like a carousel light. I'm upside down, go round and round and round and round. You're lightning, baby, don't you let me down. If you love me good, good, good with the moon. When the sun comes up, then I love you too. I do, 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 do. Come on, get me in a mood, 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 mood. If you love me good, good, good with the moon. When the sun comes up, then I love you too. I do, 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 do. Come on, get me in a mood, 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 mood. I can't see clearly, no, it's really the way you wrap around me like I'm feeling oasis. Yeah, run away, it's the best kind of terrified, forever up in my mind. I'm upside.
Okay. This is looking good. We've got 3 coats of the tungsten down on the manifolds. I really like this color. I will say though, that the turbine coat has almost this like
powder coat look to it, and the tungsten is more like a painted surface, if that makes sense. Tungsten just in general though is a really cool color in my opinion. Anyways, all we have to do is cook these suckers, which because we're not going to use our oven, we're going to use the grill. So we're going to set the grill to 500 degrees, put down a piece of foil, slap these suckers on, and let them bake for an hour. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Dang, that looks good. Okie dokie. The parts baked for an hour at 500 degrees. I let them sit for about 24 hours. So now to assemble these turbos. I bought this kit of snap ring pliers from Harbor Freight, of course, and to my stupidity, I bought the small kit, which of course wasn't going to do anything to this big snap ring. So then I had to go back and buy the bigger snap ring pliers, which also isn't really the right one because it isn't a 90-degree set of pliers, but we'll make do with it. So let's slap these suckers together.
I've dubbed this bullfrog here the chonk.
He crept up and scared the crap out of me. Dude just like came out of straight nowhere, made no noise
Until he hit all the leaves underneath this oil pan. What a legend. He's now my pal. He's a good lechonk.
And on that LeChonk note, we'll call it quits here. Next video, we'll reseal the oil pan and get the turbos on and keep rocking. Peace out.
Stay rad.